another episode of Nerdy Knickknacks, where I show you guys how to create nerdy inspired things. In today's Nerdy Knickknack episode, you can see we're in a different setup than we normally are, and that's because I am doing my first food DIY video with you guys. Today, we are making Disneyland's Tigger Tails. These scrumptious little treats can be found at Pooh's Corner in Disneyland Resort, as well as a plethora of other treats you can see there, as shown by this picture when I was last there. Hope you guys enjoy these treats as much as I'm going to, and without further ado, let's bounce into this video.
Let's begin. For this DIY, you will need red and yellow food dye to make orange, some wooden bamboo skewers or cake pops, about 2/3 cup of chocolate chips. I chose dark chocolate, a package of craft caramels, 1 bar of white chocolate, about 2/3 cup of crystal sugar sprinkles. If you can find orange, that'd be fantastic. Some medium-sized jet puffed marshmallows, bowls to put everything into microwave. Make sure they're microwave safe. A fork, a knife, some scissors, parchment paper, and a cookie sheet. Alright, let's begin. So first you're going to want to line your cookie sheet with some parchment paper. If you can find cake pops at your local supermarket or Michael's, then you don't have to worry about this step, but since my bamboo skewers were so long, I decided to cut them in half. Once I cut them in half, I took some sandpaper and sanded down the edges to make sure no one would get any splinters. We are going to place 4 marshmallows on each skewer. So you're just going to take your 4 marshmallows and 1 skewer stick and place them on flat side up. So as you can see, the flat side is facing up as I am pushing them down onto the skewer. You're also going to want to make these zigzagged, not perfectly aligned when you put each marshmallow onto the skewer stick. This will make a more reflective and accurate Tigger tail, as Tigger's tail is not straight. You're going to want to repeat this step for your other bamboo skewers. Next, we're going to make our white sugar crystals the correct color. So in order to do that, we're going to take about 1/3 cup of our crystal sugars and put 1 drop of yellow and 1 drop of red and mix well. Now, if you can find orange crystal sugar sprinkles in your store, then you don't have to worry about this step. However, I think it wasn't quite close enough to Halloween yet for my store to carry them. So I already made a batch earlier, and now I'm just going to combine these together, creating about 1/2 cup to 2/3 cup of these sprinkles in total. Once it's well mixed, I'm going to just put this onto a plate to make it easier for later when we have to coat the marshmallows into these sprinkles. The next step is to unwrap all of our caramels and place them into a microwave safe bowl. Next, you're going to add about 1 tablespoon of water and place these in the microwave for about 1 minute. Here's what they look like after a minute. I added about 30 more seconds to fully melt the caramels. Next, you're going to want to take your marshmallows and start dunking them into the caramel. To help, I used a fork to fully coat all of the marshmallows. You're going to want to try and get off as much of the caramel excess as possible. It took me a couple of tries to figure out the best method in order to do this, because as you can see as I progress with coating these marshmallows, you can see less and less caramel excess dripping off of my Tigger Tails. Here's the method I recommend you use. Hold the Tigger Tail upside down and twist to drip off as much caramel as possible. And then you're going to want to use your fork to scrape off any other excess that just wants to glob on. To harden the caramel, place in the freezer for 30 minutes. While we're waiting for our caramel to harden, we're going to break apart our white chocolate to make it easier when we place it into the microwave. You're going to want to use the full bar of white chocolate. Now that the caramel has hardened, we're going to want to cut off any excess caramel with some scissors to keep our Tigger Tail shape. Now the caramel is flush with the marshmallows. You're just going to want to repeat these steps with the rest of your Tigger Tails. Now microwave your white chocolate for 60 seconds and grab your sprinkles. Next, just stir to see if your white chocolate is ready. Mine was not, so I microwaved it for another 20 seconds. Now that it's all melted, you're going to want to grab your Tigger Tails out of the freezer and start coating them in white chocolate with a similar method that you use for your caramel. Once the excess white chocolate has dripped off, you're just going to want to immediately dunk them in the sprinkles we made earlier. Repeat this step for the rest of your Tigger Tails and make sure to continue to stir your white chocolate just to make sure that it's not hardening, and if need be, place it back into the microwave. Once your Tigger Tails are coated in sprinkles of white chocolate, you're just going to want to place in the freezer for 15 minutes. While we're waiting, microwave your 2/3 cup of dark chocolate for 30 seconds. In my list of materials, I originally asked for a butter knife, but actually decided to use a spatula instead, as it would be easier to add the Tigger Tail stripes. So not fully melted quite yet. I'm just going to add another 15 seconds onto this, and now my dark chocolate is fully melted once I have stirred it. Now to add the infamous Tigger Tail stripes, you're just going to want to take a glob of dark chocolate and kind of just quickly pass it along the Tigger Tail. As you can see here, you may have to do it 1 or 2 more times to make sure that it's fully a Tigger Tail stripe. And you're just going to want to do this once on each marshmallow, so you should just have 4 stripes in total. So here you can see I'm just scraping off the excess with the back of the spatula and repeating this method for the rest of my Tigger Tails. To set the chocolate, place in the freezer for 15 minutes. Now here are the completed Tigger Tails. I think they turned out super adorable and very, very close to the ones you can find in Disneyland.
Alright guys, here is the completed Tigger Tail. I think they turned out super cute. So I was a little off on the measurements I gave out at first, mainly because for me, I was being a little excessive with everything I was using, like the caramel and white chocolate. It took me a while to get the proper technique down in order to figure out how to get the most caramel and white chocolate off of my Tigger Tail without it looking patchy or having a completely thin layer that who wants thin layers? Nobody wants thin layers. If you watch this video, hopefully you'll see that technique. It's kind of one where I pour out the top, let it drip to the bottom, and then kind of twist to get any excess off, and then tap it just to get little globs off that seem to want to hang on for dear life. Sorry, that was a little dramatic, but they did want to hang on. Also, I had noticed that in my house, it is really hot in here, so it took forever for the caramel or the chocolate to set. I ended up putting it in the freezer in order to speed up the process, but whenever I took it out of the freezer, the caramel and white chocolate melted so quickly that it made it very, very difficult for me to do the steps following. If you're doing this in your home, make sure it is cooler, or if it is like a If it is hot, like it is in my house, just be patient with it and know that it's not going to turn out perfect. You may have to pull some excess white chocolate off or cut it off like how I show you in my video. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video, and now I'm going to taste one to see how they turned out. Yes, 10 out of 10. Recommend, would do again. If you guys have these ingredients, please make these like fantabulous. Tigger, thank you for donating your tail for us to have some yummy treats. Was that as dark as it sounded? Yes, probably. If you guys enjoy my Nerdy Knickknacks series, please subscribe and give this video a like. If there are any other nerdy things you would like to see me recreate, please, if you have any ideas, let me know in the comment section below, and I will do my best to make it happen.
This mug is flamin'.
Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys! Now you're chopping my mouth open. Hold on 1 second. As a quick aside, I would not recommend eating these right before you go to bed, like I just did, because they are basically 100% sugar with a little bit of chocolate in it. So, yeah, don't recommend eating these before bed, because now I'm gonna be hyper, and I have to get up in 3 hours. First world problems. Or maybe Tigger problems? Maybe Tigger has this problem and that's why he is so energetic all the time. Because his tail is full of marshmallow caramel fluffiness. It's probably why he's so hyper. Okay, bye.